When you first heard about George Floyd, where were you?
Man, I was at home. I seen it. I think I seen it in the middle of the night. Like, as somebody, obviously, like everyone on Instagram, I was like, is this real? I was like, damn, is this, and we had already just been kind of like already in the Arbery case, where I was like already looking at that, and I like to say it was the perfect storm. I said this at the march. The reality is, man, this is in a way, it's God. Because it took the perfect storm for the entire country to be shut down, stopped, isolated, absolutely no distractions, for these last couple of cases to happen in order for everyone to go, wait, what is going on? You know what I mean? I just watched 3 people get murdered in the last month by the police. And you would have never got that result if the NBA would have been in the playoffs, if the NFL if it would have just been, if you could go to the movies tomorrow night. Like, it had to be an isolated moment where everyone, black, white, green, orange, yellow, everyone on their phone, they seen it and you couldn't escape it. It was like just there. And I credit the youth because they got active. You know what I mean? Like, they seen something and the emotions went through the roof and they went right to the streets.
Right.
They didn't care about no pandemic. They didn't care about... They like, no, we rallying about this, and they sparked that. And that's what we need the youth to do. And it's the biggest movement since the civil rights movement, what we're in right now. And 7 laws have been changed in 13 days. That's insane.
And this is literally going around the world. So it's not just in Sacramento. It's not just in the United States.
Everywhere.
It is literally everywhere. And so many hearts have been touched. And I believe the reason why so many hearts were touched, because this was really the first time somebody actually seen someone die a slow death. You seen them die. See, there's one thing that you hear about someone dying, but when you actually saw for almost 9 minutes somebody who was breathing and then not breathing, and their life was taken with no remorse at all. I mean, that just impacted so many people.
We all were posted to see it.
Right.
Like he said, the world has stopped. Had we been going on with our lives like we normally do, we would have strolled through it, saw it, and kept it moving in a sense.
And so this is one of my questions, because I know that you're in Hollywood. You did the film Black and Blue. Yeah. And I had just read this today. The movie Selma was nominated for Best Picture in 2015. And David Oyelowo believes the film did not receive an Academy Award because he wore a shirt that said, "I can't breathe," while promoting the film. When it comes to racial issues in Hollywood, what kind of backlash have you experienced or encountered, if any?
First, shout out to David. That's one of my really good friends. Incredible actor. He should have been nominated for an Academy Award. I am in Hollywood, and I work in Hollywood religiously. It is real when, Reverend Al Sharpton said, "Get your knee out my neck." We have all been oppressed in a certain way in society, and that's Hollywood, that's hip hop, music industry, real estate, you know what I mean? Business, your own business, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, we feel like we're always kind of having to, to be the best you could possibly be and then get lucky.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's real. And for me, I'm going to be honest, man, like, yesterday was the first time in my life I sat down on my couch and thought to myself, what would it be like if that wasn't like that? And I had never thought of the fact that my mom was fighting. Her mom was fighting. We've been fighting our whole lives. You know what I mean? Like, literally coming from where I come from Gary, Indiana, moving to Sacramento, living in the hood. You know what I mean? Like, we always been struggling for groceries and gas and shoes and clothes, and damn, man, if I could just get to that, you know what I mean? That's been our whole life. And to now see everyone marching to change that.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, without dreaming, I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, what would it be if it was fair? You know what I mean? What does that look like if you really got a great idea and you just walk up to somebody and say, "I got this idea," and they take it?
Right.
Or you go to the bank and say, "I really do need a business loan," and you get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can't, I challenge everyone out there to think about that, because it has never been easy for us.
Right.
It always has been a hustle and a, you got to be the best times 2. And then on top of that, make sure you get lucky. And then, damn, do you know the dude? Damn, do you know the dude over there? Like, it's always been all of that stuff, man.
Right.
And I'm going like, it just, I tell you, man, like I said, it's the perfect storm. And I think over the last 60 years, we had it wrong. We didn't know, but we had it wrong. And what I'm saying by that is we needed everyone to help. Mm-hmm. We've always tried to do this as black people. Like, come on, brother, support my business, black business. Like, come on, you know what you got to do. Like, we've been doing that. Come on, man, like, you see me over here, I need your help. Like, yes, but at the same time, this is everyone's problem. And it's the first time we've looked to the white man, we've looked to the Asian man, we've looked to the Jewish man. We like, yo, all y'all got to help. We over here dying. You know what I mean? Like, we need everybody to help us get off the field. We in war. I got shot. My leg is hurt. Mm-hmm. I can't just depend on the one black soldier 3 miles away to help me. I need everybody that's in this uniform, the human uniform, to come and help. And it is shocking that it took this much time for us to actually look to the left and right. We've been looking for help. We've been, needing help. But now it's like, no, everyone in the world is going like, damn, that's one race that we have actually left on the battlefield by themselves.
Yes, because you are a film producer and director who brings social issues to light.
Yes.
And you unearth some stuff that people like, brother, you need to just keep that in the grave. Don't be trying to bring that to light. We don't need to be hearing all that, like Traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic was so powerful, which you shot right here in Sacramento.
Right here.
It was amazing. And then, of course, you got Black and Blue.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these films are, these films are, they're topical and they're today. You know what I mean? And part of being a filmmaker is not to be afraid of making art that will change things or make people look at things differently. Mm-hmm. Traffic was an extremely hard. Traffic knocked the door down for me. First, it was a film called Supremacy, which I made years ago, which was a 16 millimeter film with Danny Glover and Mahershala Ali. That was about a white supremacist who invades a house. And I knew then after making that movie that I wanted to make movies that said something. Traffic was extremely hard because people wanted it to be a thriller, but then when they got to the theater, critics were like, hey, you can't do this. You can't make a movie that we come to and we think it's a thriller, but then it's a real topic. And I'm like, well, no, that's how I want to get our audience in to understand that little black and brown girls all across the country are the number one women that are trafficked. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're not telling them that, so I got to tell them.
Right.
I got to tell my daughter that who's 15 that she needs to be careful about going to the mall because we think this is an overseas thing. Mm-hmm. The reality is the women that are being trafficked are in the hood. Mm-hmm. And that's the most trafficked women. So when you talk about Baltimore, Oakland, Maryland, South Sacramento, you know what I mean? LA, Watts, like those are the trafficking hubs. Girls that are getting pimped and then the pimping turns to where they're waking up somewhere else. Mm. That's trafficking. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I wanted that movie to do that. But then Black and Blue took on a whole nother life of itself. I made that film because of police injustice and because of the Black and Blue line. And I did not know last year when that movie released that we would be living it right now. You know what I mean? Which is simply the movie's plot was very simple. Mm-hmm. Have integrity and intention. Mm-hmm. Like, it takes one cop. So as we're watching George Floyd die for 9 minutes, you're waiting for one police officer out of 4. Yeah. You're waiting for one police officer when the man is screaming and dying and calling for his mom. Mm-hmm. You're waiting for one officer to say, hey, man, get up.
Right.
It never happened.
Right.
And that's all you really need is one. And that's what Naomi Harris represented in Black and Blue. She was like, murder is murder. I don't care what uniform we got on. Like, we're not doing that today.
Right. And that's why Black and Blue was so powerful. That's why I wanted to talk to you. Because although it was a year ago, will somebody speak up?
Right.
And she was that one to speak up and even trying to get help. And even though they were trying to shut her up, but she had to speak up. And it's like if one of them would have said something. Mm-hmm. That's just one, the power of one voice. Nobody said nothing.
Yep.
And that's why I just want to say thank you, because that was bravery to do a movie like that. Because I'm sure the boys in blue probably didn't like that. And
No, we got a lot of pushback and a lot of crazy energy, and
I bet you did.
yeah, but then the movie ends up winning a bunch of awards, just like Traffic. You know what I mean?
Right.
It ends up becoming, becomes a hit movie. But you got to push into those topics and push into that dark energy and bring those movies to life, because otherwise, won't nobody make them.
Right. And thank you for your boldness. When you decide to take a step to do a movie in that like Traffic, are you walking into it knowing that you're going to get some pushback, or are you surprised when you do get it?
When I first started, I knew it. Now they're expecting it. Now audiences, I'm a new filmmaker to a lot of people, although I've been doing this for a very long time. Now, after having movies that have actually hit, you know what I mean, like Intruder to open, number 1 in the world, and Black and Blue to be number 2 in the world. Like now audiences and critics know I'm going to make something that's going to say something. So they come to it now.
Right.
At first, they was like, damn, is this a mistake? did he mean to do this?
No,
movie?
I meant that.
Yeah,
I said what I said. I said what I said.
I said that. You know what I mean? And that was part of the Traffic energy. Was like, yo, people like, damn, did he mean to make this movie? And I'm like, yeah, I meant to make the movie.
I did.
So now, coming up, we have Fatale with Hilary Swank and Michael Ealy.
Yes, I look forward to that.
Yeah, so that movie is really like in the vein of Intruder, but it has a lot to say.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie. I look forward to your movies and what the messages are going to be. Because I've been seeing you promote that on Instagram when you were shooting it. And I'm like, okay, so then COVID-19 hit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so I'm sure for a lot of people, a lot of things have gotten pushed back.
Yeah.
But I cannot wait to see that film as well. Now, as a black man in America, because I want to call this the plight of the black man in America, I can't breathe. Do you feel vulnerable as a black man in America right now, especially what happened with George Floyd and seeing that? What was the impact that had on you when you saw that?
I think as a black man, we feel the most vulnerable right now. The COVID is serious. It's the first time in my life as a father, I don't know how to protect my kids from it. There's nothing you can do.
Right.
And then when you begin to understand, all these different issues, like, we've always seen them, and you always kind of put yourself in a situation where you like, all right, if that happened to me, this is what I would do. Some of these situations, the people did what you thought you would do, and
a couple times.
Breanna Taylor, sleeping in her bed with her, boyfriend, and someone bust the door down at 2:00 in the morning. He did what he was supposed to. He got his gun and shot it, and they killed him. And Aubrey running down the street jogging, a bunch of trucks following him. He's avoiding them and jumping and running and ultimately cutting them off. So you're like, and then he fought him. So it's like, damn, everything,
that
and
you would do.
Then George Floyd is like, damn, they harass you, you argue with them, they put you in handcuffs, they drop you on the floor. It's like, damn. And so, you get to a point to where you like, it's just sad. And I think you had to have this outcome, which is the entire world like, come on, man, that's enough. Because the next level after this, it ain't what nobody want to see.
It's not at all.
Right.
You know
at
what I mean?
all.
Like, the next level after this one,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say this. Everybody marching and chanting and doing everything they're doing, which is great, and changing laws. But now these guys need to be convicted.
Right.
We not finna wake up and see these dudes get off. I'm telling
it's gonna be bad.
Man, and I think they know that. Like, I don't think we need to tell them. This ain't finna
make
be
the right decision.
Yeah, man, this ain't finna be the Rodney King or this ain't finna be that, man. This like they got to go to jail. You know what I mean? Like you sit there and I don't care what. Oh yeah, he was on Skittles. I don't care what he was on. You killed him, and we seen it, and the world seen it, and that's why you have the biggest moment in time, bigger than the civil rights movement. We want these people to go to prison.